Good evening. Jananing Sarudang Deving Ramakrishnang Jagadguru Pada Padmetayo Sridva Pranamami Muhurmuhu Om Namo Jathagne Dahika Shakti Ramakrishne Sthita Hiya Sarva Vidya Svarupatvang Saradang Pranamamiham. Myself, Dr. Gargi De, on behalf of Modak Trainer Academy, welcome today's August gathering. Our today's guest speaker, Dr. Uma Chakraborty. She is an associate professor at St. Surajmal Jalan College. Today, she will speak on ancient Indian art, a formal analysis. It's really a great privilege for all of us to have her with us. So I will request Dr. Chakraborty to start her deliberation.
Thank you, Gargi. Good evening to all. First of all, I want to thank Modak Trainer Academy, especially the CEO, Mr. Modak, and Dr. Gargi De, for inviting me to speak on one of my most favorite topic, ancient Indian art. Basically, I am a scholar of art history. That's why this topic, I want to share some of the tenets of Indian art. It's a vast chapter, but I would like to focus on some of the basic points. Now, art forms, we all know that they are the expression of people belonging to different cultural and social groups. Now, in ancient India, the art activity or artistic activity began with the prehistoric cave paintings. Second slide, please. This is the art of our ancestors, the prehistoric people. And who are these people who fashioned these vibrant images on rock are unknown to us because they are anonymous. In ancient art, we don't find the names of the sculptors, neither the painters. Either they worked on the direction of the emperor or any patrons, or from their own eagerness. Now, this rock art, it is the picture of human civilization. And from these rock art, we come to know about the prehistoric nomadic people. They did not have a permanent shelter. They used to move from one place to another. They did not have so many belongings like us today. And they did not have any pastime. Hunting and gathering fruits from the trees, the wild berries and all. These were their occupation. And they used to draw some pictures on the walls of the caves. And these pictures, I'll show you, they are all silhouetted pictures. They are decorative and only outlines can be seen. And they used vegetable colors or the colors they got from the minerals. And so in most of the pictures we find reddish brown, dark brown, sometimes also green. And this type of paintings that they worked are basically, they represented their own activities, what they did. Next slide. Now, the father of rock art is Vishnu Wakankar. In 1957, he found this rock cut shelter at Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh. And in the first picture, you can see the rock, the caves, the shelter where the primitive people they used to live. And the paintings they have done, they are still in existence. They have done on the rocks. Basically, you see the colors are red and brown. And what is the theme of their painting? What subject matter they choose? Either animals or hunting scenes, because they know only this and nothing else. So this is the first rock shelter that was discovered in India by Wakankar. And actually, this Bhimbetka discovery, it it is 12 years ago, the cave of Altamira that was discovered in Spain. So we were ahead of the world painting rock art, basically, that we have got. Not only in Bhimbetka, but in different parts of India, still they are on the process of excavation all over India, in eastern part of India, southern part of India, in northern, northeast, northwest, everywhere we have seen this rock art. This rock art is of Mesolithic period. We know that prehistory, we can divide it into Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Chalcolithic. So these figures, rock shelters, were discovered everywhere. Next. Here is some paintings from Tamil Nadu. This is the rock art painting. See here the color changes. The color is red. Now the people are no more nomads. They started sedentary lives. They work together. They dance together. Here is the picture of a dancing scene. Along with their animals, they are dancing. And here also see the figures in the first slide, first picture. It is only in lines. They have painted some horse figures, hunting scenes, etc. Next. And the most interesting part is in West Bengal, in the district of Midnapur. The Laljal cave have been discovered by archaeologists, where they found numerous rock art paintings. So from these rock art paintings, we come to know about our ancestors, the prehistoric man, what they thought, because no written documentation was there. Only these paintings. Nobody is alive to tell us about any history. No oral history even was there. So Indian art history starts with all these rock art paintings. Next, we come to Harappan civilization or the Indus Valley civilization. It is situated in the northwestern part of India, and it is one of the oldest civilization of the ancient world. Harappan civilization belongs to the Chalcolithic period. Lithic means stones and Chalco is copper. So these people of Harappan civilization, they were accustomed in working both with stone as well as with metal. Apart from this, the cheapest medium of artistic expression, that is clay. They also used clay. And Harappan civilization is an urban civilization. So people were very much sophisticated. And the art specimens that they have left behind are miniature in size. Next, let us see. These are from Harappan civilization, Mother Goddess, Matrika Murti. Stella Cramrish, one of the greatest art historian, he divided she categorized terracottas into two groups. One is timeless another is time bound. Timeless means the things that are regularly done. If we nowadays go to rural areas, we will see the small children out of these clay, they are making such type of dolls. And time bound, that is restricted to a particular culture. Now, this terracotta figurines, terra means mud, cotta means burnt. First of all, they used to make them with clay because all the civilization flourished on the bank of rivers. So, alluvial clay was easily available and the most cheapest medium of artistic expression. So, they made such mother goddess images. The technique here used is called applique method, applique technique. If you look into the ornaments they are wearing, the eyeballs, they are all made with separate clay. As we, in our dresses, we put appliques. Here also, the same technique is done with pellets of clay. They have made the eyeballs, the ornaments, and noses and eyes. They were pinched with fingers. And these mother goddess are fertility cult. In Indus Valley or Harappan civilization, no temple have been discovered. So the people used to keep them in their houses and worshipped them. Who worshipped these mother goddesses? It is a fertility cult. We know the farmers, in order to increase the fertility of the soil for better production, surplus production, they worshipped Mother Goddess, as well as the barren women who are longing for a child for a long time. They worshipped Mother Goddess. So this is the art. It is the miniature art. The sizes are very, very small. 3.56 centimeter. So small these are, and they are made out of burnt clay. Next. These are the sills of Indus Valley civilization. Now, these sills speak many things about the religion of the culture, about the connection with the outside world, also about the concept of animal figures. Either these seals are made out of clay or with stones, especially steatite. In the first picture, we have the figure of a unicorn. In the second one, this is a contest motif. See, a man in the middle is fighting with two tigers. This is a contest motif to show the power of the man. Such types of seals are made. And if we look into the history of Mesopotamia, and if we read the Epic of Gilgamesh, we see that a very powerful man, Enkidu, he fought with lions. Here the same theme is depicted. This shows that ancient Harappan civilization had a connection with the ancient world, with Egypt, Mesopotamia, Babylon, Sumer, so many places they were trading activity between these ancient world. The third one is a very, very interesting seal. A man seated on a pedestal and his two hands are touching the ground. He is wearing a horned headdress and is surrounded by many animals. Sir John Marshall, he identified this seal as Shiva Pashupati. So the origin of Shiva worship in India can be traced back to the days of Indus Valley. He is surrounded by animals. So he is the lord of animals, Pashupati. And he is having horned headdress. We know the vehicle of Shiva is bull. Bull has horns. Therefore, this picture shows that Shiva worship was there. We have seen worship of Mother Goddess, as well as worship of Shiva Pashupati. Next, there is an humped bull. This humped bull is a very common figure in ancient world as also in Harappan seals. Now, what are the purpose of these seals? These are very miniature one. Here also 3.53 centimeter and the thickness is 0.75 centimeter. Can you imagine in such a small piece of stone how they have carved these figures? So Indian art from very beginning was creative as well as it excelled in every aspect. And what is the purpose of these silks? Either they are used in trading activities or they were also worn as ornaments by the people. Next. Another interesting figure. The first one is a priest with drooping eyes and bearded figure. Their hair is nicely combed. He has elongated earlids and is wearing a shawl. His left shoulder is covered by a shawl and the right one is bare. And on the shawl, we can see a trefoil motif. This trefoil motif is not an Indian motif. We Indians or the Harappans, they borrowed it from Sumer. This is a Sumerian motif. This priest or yogi, or it is sometimes called shaman, it is one of the excellent pieces of art from Indus Valley made with stone. The next figure is a dancing girl. Here, I told you in the beginning that Indus Valley belongs to the period Chalcolithic. So metal has been introduced. Copper is there. So this figure is made out of bronze. And the figure, it is an aboriginal figure. See the facial features. It is aboriginal. From Indus Valley, many skeletal remains have been discovered. And the anthropologists, they studied those skeletons and they said that Indus civilization was a heterogeneous civilization. People of diverse ethnic group used to live there. Australoid, Proto-Australoid, Mediterranean, Alpinoid, different kinds, Negroid, different kinds of racial people, they formed the Indus Valley. And look at this picture, the aboriginal figure of a dancing girl. The figure is nude. And in the left hand, she wears numerous bangles. And the right hand, the posture of right hand is called standing akimbo. He has a bun at the back. And later on, I'll tell you the process of bronze casting. This is the earliest specimen of bronze sculpture, not only in India, but in ancient world. It's a very, very important chapter of art history. Next. Now, after the Indus Valley civilization, artistic activity started with the Mauryas. We know that Chandragupta Maurya, Ashoka, they had a vast empire. Not only they conquered different regions and established their stronghold in India, but also they focused on artistic activity. A different chapter starts from here. Harappan art is miniature art. Now we enter into monumentality. The art specimens are monumental. Next figure. Next one, please. Yes, these are Ashokan pillars. Everybody of us know that it is the national emblem of our country. Now, why Ashoka? He created this. Ashoka inherited a vast empire from his grandfather, Chandragupta Maurya, In the 13th regnal year, he suddenly realized that Kalinga in Odisha, it was outside his kingdom. So he wanted to conquer it. He attacked Kalinga. There was a fierce battle took place there, tremendous bloodshed. Many mothers lost their son, the sisters their brother, and the wives their husband. And seeing these cry from different sections of people, Ashoka was very much touched. Basically, he was an arrogant king, a hot-tempered king, but suddenly his anger pacified. He decided that he should stop warfare in the kingdom. Instead of Bhedi Ghosha, there should be Dhamma Ghosha. He should preach non-violence. Non-violence in ideals of whom? Ideals of Gautama Buddha. So how to make the people of a vast country understand that they have to stop warfare? He decided non-violence, not from outside only, from within also. We should not have hatred towards others. We should respect the elders, the teachers, even the maids who work in the household. So he constructed numerous pillars throughout India. And these pillars are isolated and unique. They stand alone. Now, no two pillars are found in any particular place. And these pillars are monolithic pillars. They're made out of single piece of stone. Height is 18.9 meters or 56 feet. See this monumentality of Ashoka. And these columns or pillars have different component parts. First, there is a base, then there is the shaft, and at the top here you can see the inverted lotus. If we make a lotus flower upside down, it looks like this. Then there is a abacus. In the abacus, he made some wheels with 24 spokes. That means the nation is always in the move. And here he made some animal figures. And at the top is the crowning animal. Only here the lion quadruped is shown. 4 lions are facing 4 sides. In different parts of India, in Rampurva, Lodhia, Nandangarh, Dholi, in different parts of India, he constructed this type of pillars. And here, some of them are inscribed. He wrote his messages, which are called Ashokan edicts, and some are not. And next slide, please. Here you see the bull. In the last slide, we have seen he used lion. Here is the bull. And Ashoka, India is a country of animals. We have many large animals, smaller animals, but he chose some particular animals. What are these? One is elephant. Here you see the Dholi elephant. Many of you had been to Bhubaneswar and you have witnessed these. Only the front part, 4 part is coming out from a live rock. So he used elephant. Then after elephant, bull. Then we have seen lion. We have seen horse and we have seen deer. Why only these 5 animals? In India, we have so many animals. Study or research work shows that these animals are somehow connected to Buddhism. Since Ashoka followed the path of non-violence, so he chose all these animals. Elephant, what is the significance in Buddhist philosophy? Before the birth of Siddhartha, his mother Mayadevi dreamt of a white elephant entering into her womb. So, elephant signifies Lord Buddha. Next, we have seen lion. He is showing some lion figures. Buddha is born in a royal family of the Shakya clan. He is called Shakya Singha, as lion is the king of the beast. So, in order to show that Buddha's royal power, lion is used. Then we have seen this bull, humped bull. Buddha was born in the zodiac sign of Vrisha and Taurus. Buddhist sign, zodiac sign is Vrisha. So this bull is very much venerable to the Buddhist. We have seen horse. In many examples, there is horse. That is when Siddhartha left his royal palace, he took only his favorite horse Kantaka with him. And horse signifies the great renunciation of the master. And the dear Buddha, he preached his first sermon at Benares, in the deer park at Sharnath. And the deer reflects his first sermon, and that's why these animals are used in Ashokan art. Now, Ashokan art are monumental art, huge. These pillars, I told you that they are made of single piece of stone, monolithic, and they show the monumentality. And the animal figures that the artists have carved, the artists of that time, they were aware of animal anatomy, the muscles, the humps, the veins, everything. The prowess of the lion is nicely carved in stone by the artists of the Mauryan period. Next. This is Mauryan sculpture. First one is a terracotta figurine, only the head is here. So the height of the full figure is immense. It's a smiling face of a lady wearing a decorated headdress, and earrings are also studded with flowers, and a necklace. This is a terracotta. So not only the pillars, but also the terracotta figurines. What type of terracotta figurines we have seen in Indus Valley and miniature, the mother goddess. See here how polished is the figure, how it is changing. And the next one is made of stone. It is in Patna Museum right now. It is called Didarganj Yakshi because it was excavated from Didarganj. See the voluminous figure. The height of the figure is great. See the polish, it is shining. Even Ashoka, during construction of the pillars, he brought artists from Persia because Persian capitals or the pillars, they're highly polished. So he introduced the polishing method by bringing Persian craftsmen. And here also, see the voluptuous figure. The waist is thin, but here you see the lady is wearing a chauri, a chamar in her hand. See the drapery she is wearing, all are the hairstyle, everything. It is voluminous. He is having high breasts and face. So this type of figures we find in Mauryan period. Now question comes, why? Why such monumentality? What Ashoka wanted to establish? Ashoka, he wanted to show the world that I am one of the greatest king. My monumentality, how big I am, his concept of this is reflected in his artistic activity. Ashokan art is called court art. Indus Valley art was popular art, people's art. Now this is court art. The artists who made this, cannot show their own imagination through art. They were dictated by Ashoka. Ashoka instructed them how to make them, what will be the size of the figure. He did not, we have Shilpa Shastras, we have the texts on uh, making those sculptures and all. He did not follow that. He showed his own uh, eagerness from within, which he had to show the world that how greatest king he was. So this is, see the difference from miniature art, we have entered into monumental art. Next. Next in India, after the Mauryas, Shungas, they established an empire. And these people, Pushyamitra, Shunga and all, instead, after making wars and conquest, they have also not a vast empire like the Mauryas, a shorter one, but still they focused on artistic activity. They brought before us a new chapter of art history. Next one. Now here, Shunga art is narrative art. The art specimens of the Shungas tells us the stories. This Bharud gallery, it is the railing of a stupa, the stupa, famous stupa architecture of the Buddhist. It is preserved in Indian Museum, Kolkata. Here we see, in such a small medallion, see, a story is depicted. The people who did not know how to read and write, how they will understand our stories, the fables, the tales, mainly here Jataka stories are depicted. So the artist, within a very short frame, in details, they have depicted the stories. Jataka stories. It is believed that in order to get Buddhahood, Gautama, he had to pass through several lives, always showing some traits. A benevolent one who is working for his fellow men, a very compassionate, a very soft-minded, all sorts of good qualities is shown. In this Jataka, it is called Vanara Jataka. And all the Jataka stories center around Benares. And here, the king of Benares had a mango grove. And every day, the monkeys used to come and destroy all the mangoes. So he asked his hunter, whose name was Sanuttara, that how to stop this, how to catch those monkeys. Sanuttara decided that they should spread a net and they will catch all the monkeys. Here in this Jataka, Gautama, he was born as a monkey. He is the leader of the monkey. When he saw that, here you can see the net is spread here. When he saw that his fellow men are in danger, Gautama spread his body just like a breach and helped all the monkeys to flee away from one tree to another. So here he never cared for his own life. He may be caught at any time, but he saved his people. This story is nicely depicted in a very small medallion. So here, first we have seen rock painting, then we have seen miniature art, then monumental art. Here art is narrative art. It tells us the story. Next. See here also. This is Gaja Lakshmi. The Lakshmi is standing on a pot with a lotus, two sides, there lotus, and two elephants are bathing the deity. So this is Gaja Lakshmi. It is also, we have seen in Bharut Gallery. On the railings, on the pillars, we have seen some figures of yakshas and yakshinis. This lady is holding a branch of a shala tree. So her name is Shala Bhanjika. These are the things. Here also in the background, everywhere there is a story. There is story of Shalabanjika, and everything you see here, they have focused on circular medallions. Everywhere there is the circular concept, and in a very, very short space, they have depicted the pictures. Next. Shunga terracottas. We have seen Mauryan terracottas, we have seen Indus terracottas. Now, Shunga is an ornamental art also, not only narrative, but ornament. This figure of Yakshini, it is now preserved in Ashmolean Museum, Oxford. This is, the Yakshinis have several hairpins. According to the pins they are wearing in their buns, they are named Ashtachuda, Panchachuda, Dashachuda, according to these. If you look carefully how detailed ornamentation, fine ornamentation is made. She is having ornaments everywhere. See, look at the hairdo, the elongated earrings, the necklace, in the west, she's having the girdle and the bangles everywhere. So art has become ornamented. In this vase, again narrative, in a vase, not only on the pillars, but on the vase also, they are depicting some narration, some stories, either procession or some royal event. That means the king is with his queen is moving to a place and fighting everything, and at the top there is the floral image, flora and fauna. We have seen animal figures, now we are seeing that the floral world is also coming into Indian art. Next. Now a different phase comes, Kushana Empire, totally different art, because the Kushanas, we know about Kanishka, they belong to the Yuechi tribe of Central Asia. They came from a different land, a different culture. They were the nomadic pastoralists, and they lived in the grasslands in western part uh, of the world, and they came and established a vast empire. Now let us see what type of art they created. Next. See a different change. This is the famous figure of Emperor Kanishka. From childhood days in the books, history books, we have found this picture. So what is the characteristics? What change we are getting here? The angular form. See the dress. No ornamentation, nothing. He is wearing heavy dress because he has come from a different land. Heavy boots, handling a different type of weapon. Unfortunately, the upper part is lost, but this triangular form in Indian art is introduced in India by the Kushanas. Here is another one. See the facial features, not an Indian. It is also a different one, the days and the scarf that the man is wearing in the upper body. He's covering his both shoulders with a scarf. This is unknown in Indian tradition. So this is a figure. Now, regarding the terracottas, in the Kushana period, we have seen that they are using molds, double molds are joined together. We have seen the seals of Indus Valley, they are called bas reliefs. Only one portion is shown, just like the blackboard. Only one portion is shown. And here we have seen three-dimensional figures are coming up. In terracotta and all, they're making molds. In order to multiply the same type of figures, they used the mold. So use of mold first started with the Kushanas. Next. In the Kushana period, the art of Kushana period is highly inspired by the foreign traits. This is Gandhara Buddha. All Gandhara region in the northwestern part of India, and see the figures. Buddha, that means the theme is Indian. All Buddhist Buddha, Bodhisattva, all Buddhist deities we find here. But what about the style? The style is not Indian. During the Kushana period, India came in contact with the Hellenistic world, with Rome, with Greece. So this Kushana art of the Gandhara period, we can call it Greco-Roman art. The theme is Indian, but the artistic traits, they are of Greece or of Rome. Here the Buddha is wearing a heavy dress with numerous folds. The people of Rome, they wear such type of dress called toga, Roman toga. Here Buddha is wearing a heavy dress, a Roman toga. And in this face, see the curly hair, which is unknown in India. We Indian people, we have curly hairs, but not such curly hairs. See the facial features, the eyes, the sharp nose, the elongated ears. They are, and the standing Buddha figure is having a mustache. This is one of the qualities that we find in the figures of the Greek world. Apollo, Greek god Apollo's influence is highly shown in this Gandhara school of art. During the Kushana period, three schools of art existed. One is Gandhara, one is Mathura, and another is Amravati. Three different schools are simultaneously working under the patronage of the Kushana rulers. So Greco-Hellenistic art is Gandhara school of art. If we look into these figures, to us, the theme is Indian, but the artistic traits are foreign. But if these figures are studied from the angle of the Greek and Rome, they will say that the theme is foreign and the artistic activities of their own land. Next. These are Bodhisattva figures of Gandhara. What is the difference between a Buddha figure and the Bodhisattva figures? Buddha figure does not have ornamentation, but the Bodhisattva figures, their crown is highly ornamented. And here also, it's wearing turban, it's wearing a necklace, and look at the drapery, the folds of the drapery. In stone, they have shown that the drapery is very thick. It is not a thin one, it is very thick. So these are the how the Indian art tradition is changing, how it is changing. Next one. Women in Mathura art. Mathura art is totally Indian. But here, drunken women, these are called bacchanalian scenes. Women in those days, this is a drunken lady. She could not walk on her feet. She is carried by two males, not by females. Two male is helping her to stand on her legs. This is a stone figure, but here also we have found terracottas. where these drunken women are depicted. Here, a dressing scene. A woman is standing, and who is dressing the lady? It's a male figure. And another attendant, she is carrying all the attributes of the lady. So these are the styles are changing, the themes are changing. Next. See Amaravati art. Just now I showed you the Gandhara School of Art. Some Amaravati art, totally different. The figure of Buddha, smiling figure, elongated ears, which shows Buddha's power of knowledge. And the curly here, but see how the curls are just in small curls, not like the figure that we have noticed. This is the figure of a stupa. Stupa signifies Buddha's death, Mahaparinirvana. Now in Shunga art, I have told you that it is narrative, it is ornamented, but at the same time it is symbolic. In Shunga art, Jataka stories is there, Buddha's miracles are there, Buddha's life, Buddha's birth is there, but no Buddha figure, human form of Buddha is there. No human form. They used only symbols. And this stupa signifies Buddha's death, Buddha's Mahaparinirvana. And after that, when we come to the Gandhara period, we see life-size statues of Buddha. Because at the same time, the Hindu gods and goddesses are multiplying. Vishnu have several forms, Shiva have several forms, Devi have several forms. So the Buddhists thought, if we do not have human figures of our master, we cannot compete with the religion. Therefore, they started making Buddha in human form. Next. Then we come to the Gupta Empire. Again, a revival of Hinduism. Buddhism, it has receded, and revival of Hinduism came. We have seen that Gupta period is called the golden period of Indian history. Samudragupta, he was not only a great statesman, a great general, but he had some personal qualities. He was a good musician, a good fighter, and Samudragupta, he introduced a new thing in Indian art, that is numismatic art, art on coins. On Gupta gold coins, we see how the artistic activity is done. Indian coins, at first it started with punch-marked coins, very small in size, only pictorial motifs were there. But Indians, we have learned how to make coins. A coin, round-shaped coin with both sides, obverse and reverse, from the Indo-Greeks. And here, let us see, next slide, how they have introduced art in coinage. See, in Gupta gold coins, Samudragupta is playing a musical instrument, veena. This reflects, in order to reconstruct the history of our past, these coins help us a lot. Not only that, economically, Gupta period was very stable, very strong, but here also the personal qualities of the emperor comes to us. Samudragupta is playing a veena, that means he's a lover of music. There was a revival of Hinduism. So here we see the figure of goddess Lakshmi. The goddess is having a pot and some strings of paddy in her hand. Here also in these figures, generally the figure of the emperors are on one side, and on the other side there is the gods and goddesses they worshipped. Here also we have the figures that showing the strength, the likes and of the kings. Next. See a change in Buddha figure. In Gandhara school of art, we have seen the Buddha figures are wearing heavy dress, just like Roman toga. But here you see Buddha is wearing a transparent drapery. It is called Magnang Shukha. Transparent. Why transparent drapery? Why not a huge one like the predecessors? The artists of the Buddhist period were well acquainted with human anatomy. In order to show the beauty of the body, both male and female figures were draped in very transparent drapery. Buddha here, the standing Buddha is wearing a transparent drapery. You can see Buddha's figure, the body beneath, it is coming up through the transparent drapery. This is a Bodhisattva figure. Again, it is the figure is wearing the crown. The shape of the crown have been changed. We have different types of crowns. Kirita Mukuta, Karanda Mukuta, different gods, they wear different types of crowns. So here also, see the faces. The faces have, this one has become elongated and this was a round face. But the change, the massive change is in the style of dress. Next. This is also Gupta art. See, this is Buddha. He is Dharma Chakra Pravartana. The Buddha is in preaching mode. He is preaching, giving his messages to mankind. Another thing coming up, we have seen standing Buddha figures. Here seated Buddha figures are coming up with a background, with a stela. And Buddha, he is wearing very thin garments. See the facial features. It's a different, totally different. Here the Kali hairs, the smiling face, the drooping eyes, everything is different from the past days. Next. Now let us shift from northern and central India to the south. What type of art activity we have seen in southern part of India? The Pallavas of Kanchi, the Pallavas with their capital city and Kanchipuram, they were very famous for artistic activity, a different type of art. They ruled over parts of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and they had an open art gallery. I hope many of you have visited Mahabalipuram. You have seen the short temples. You have seen the 7 rothas or the 7 pagodas. Now next, see a totally different one. On a live rock, they are carving. And they have utilized the fissures of the rock. This is a fissure. The crack on the rock. This is the famous descent of the Ganges, descent of the Ganga. The artists, they have shown, they have utilized this space that as if Ganga is flowing from up to down. And what we see on the bank of the Ganges, temples, we see many saints either in yogic posture or in meditation. So everything is noted here. And on the bank of the Ganges, we also find some animals. Here they have depicted an elephant family. The first one is larger one, then the size of the elephant is receding, it coming small. So this is a different type of artistic activity that we find in South India under the Pallavas. These are called open art galleries, live rocks, and on these live rocks, they have carved different things. They have utilized all the spaces of the rock and they have made a visual effect on this. Next one. See, on the live rock, this is Mahishasura Mardini. The demon here, Mahishasura, is fighting with the goddess Durga, riding on a lion. And she is accompanied by different gods and goddesses. Here in Mahabalipuram also, we have some depiction of the stories of Krishna. Lord Krishna is milking a cow. This scene is shown there in Mahabalipuram. It's a totally different one, carved in live rock. Next. Now, another phase of Indian art comes. These are the bronze images. First, only one specimen is found in Indus Valley, the dancing girl with numerous bangles on her hand. And this tradition or the method is called lost wax process. Now, what is a lost wax process? Now, first of all, the artists, they used to make a figure with beeswax and kungilam. Kungilam is a type of camphor and oil. This mixture is made, and the figure they want to make, they made with this mixture. Then this figure is coated with a clay. Which type of clay? Not any type of clay. The clay that they got from Tarmarite Hills. I think VDB or Tarmarite Hills, all of us have seen how the clay is there. It's very, just like a dust. They used to coat it. And after that, they dried it in the sun. Then they burned it. And burnt is made with cow dung cakes. And what happens? First, they made with beeswax, camphor, and oil. And when it is burned, this wax portion, it melts and comes out. Only the outer coat is there. And next, after that, the metal alloy of bronze is poured into it. And the figure that they want to bring inside the clay mold, they used to pour that. It is called panchaloham. This molted metal or bronze, it is poured into that. And after that, the outer coat is, from the outer coat, they used to bring the metal part. And after bringing it out, they used to polish them. And the intricate designs are made after bringing out from that mold or coat. See the figures, next slide. See these beautiful figures made in bronze by the Cholas. The Pallavas, they carved on live rocks. And the Cholas, they are also a South Indian power. They were famous for their maritime activities. The Chola traded with Southeast Asian countries, Rajaraja Chola, Rajendra Chola. But side by side, they are patrons of art. So this is a figure of Nataraja. And Nataraja, this is a cosmic dance. Cosmic dance means a dance of creation and destruction, both creation and destruction. In this figure, this is casted in bronze in the same lost wax process. Here we see circles of flame. These are all circles of flame. What does it represent? It represents the universe. And you see here the left rear hand, it has a damaru. Or no, left rear hand in this figure, it has a firebolt. And the left front one, this posture is called Gaja Hasta. Try to remember the trunk of an elephant, how it is kept, just like this. And this signifies liberation, Gaja Hasta. And in another hand, it shows Abhaya Mudra, that he is uh, giving, either he is giving boon or he is the person who is asking for any help, and it is Nataraja who is there, because this figure is of creation and destruction. And here are the flames. And the Nataraja dances on a dwarf, the Apushmara Purusha. Apushmara Purusha represents ignorance. So, a total thing, how the concept is, how they thought, the people, our ancestors, how they thought, their concept. Now, the concept that we encourage today, these all came from the concept of the cosmic world, the concept of fire, the concept of universe. Everything comes from our ancestor. Here is the slim figure of Parvati. Parvati, she is wearing a nice headdress and standing akimbo. Akimbo means one hand elongated, another is generally on the waist, but here the right one, it holds generally a flower and stands on a lotus pedestal. So by following this lost wax process, it's a very time taking intricate process. The Cholas, they have made so many pieces of bronze for us. Next one. See, so another pieces of Chola bronze. See the shine. After bringing out from the mold, they were polished and they were given all the intricate shapes. See, this one is a figure of Shiva, where having a akshamala in the right lower hand and pouring water. This is Vishnu. Vishnu is wearing Vanamala and holding Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Vishnu is having Kirita Mukuta, Ganesha has Karanda Mukuta, Shiva has Jata Mukuta, and Vishnu has Kirita Mukuta, just like the mountain peak. And this is Parvati, and this is Ganesha. See the intricacy of the carving. Parvati is wearing a dress. Left leg, there are folds, but the right one is not. Very small pieces. These are not larger one, very small pieces, but very intricate in design. Next. Now another phase in Eastern School of Art. This is the Pala Sculptural Art, Pala School of Art in Bengal and Bihar. Under the patronage of Dharmapala, Devapala, we have seen the same process of bronze making. Next one. See the bronze image. Can you differentiate with the Cholas? Yes, because the style is different. Here Vishnu is seated with uh, on lotus pedestal. His one feet is on a lotus pot and also holding lotus flowers. These figures are not slim like the Chola ones. Why? Because the Palas, they followed the tradition of the Gupta period. They changed the medium, they changed the type of stone, but the volume that the Guptas showed is still existed in there, mainly under the imperial Palas, this figure. Here is the new type of stone introduced by Palas, black basalt. See the back fig. In Mathura, we have seen red. In Indus Valley, we have seen steatite. Here is the figure of Vishnu. Vishnu also wearing a Vanamala. And what is the basic characteristic of the figure? There is a stela and the upper part is pointed. It is pointed and it is made out of black basalt or In Bengali, we call Koshti Pathar. So this is a different type of art that we have noticed. Next. Now, in conclusion, what we can see that we can conclude in this way that life and creativity is inseparable. The life of the people is changing. They are coming in contact with foreigners. So there is assimilation of foreign idioms in Indian art. Then religion is also playing a dominant role. Sometimes we have seen Buddhism is coming up, sometimes the figures of Hinduism. So life and creativity are inseparable. And how this is possible? Because in history we have seen cultural and social changes. There is changes in the phases of history. Culture changed, society changed, outlook of the people changed, and here we stand with a great heritage of Indian art. And this is our heritage. And this artistic activity from the very beginning, those who have studied history well, loved history, it has shaped our mind because our culture, our heritage, it has shaped our mind. And what we are today, our identity is also anchored through all these artistic activities. The belief that we have are also from these. We understand our culture, our history, and also our tradition, that